Hello, everybody. It is Thursday. I do know what day of the week it is. And I'm going to be here for in the next hour with Sibyl Harmony. We have Sherry backstage helping us out. Thank the gods. And, the energy is just Cocoa Puffs. So we're going to do our best to stay on track. Um, Welcome, Sibyl. Hi, how are you?
I'm great. Good to see you. I'm excited to be here and look at what's going on, uh,
Yeah. Oh,
politics, and answer people's questions.
absolutely. Sherry, if you wouldn't mind putting up a banner for us saying that, is this banner all right? You were taking, oh, it's fine. That's good. Okay, never mind. We got a banner. Okay, so what do you want to talk about? Do you have something that's pressing on your mind?
Oh, I'm just, what we're going through in this country and in the world.
Yeah,
This
that's all.
big shift is and how it's affecting everybody.
Yeah.
Um, and it's like being in an abusive relationship. If you've ever, I've been there, done that.
Yes.
And the most dangerous part is when you're trying to get out. Um, but you'll learn a lot, you know, if you survive. We will survive. We will get out of this. But the trauma, I had a dream several months ago of just being at one of those fairs where they throw things and you get dunked, and it was just like dunk, dunk. It was just like one thing after another. Now I've kind of gotten used to that. I've kind of like detached from that because it's really hard to watch people suffering and watch the things they're doing. And it's easy to be angry. I think it's healthy if people are angry, but we don't want to stay in that state either because that then they've stolen your life and your joy. They've made you angry. They've
Yeah,
made you afraid.
that's right.
And so yeah, so yeah, there's so much going on. Just where to start? How are you?
I'm good. I just noticed that I didn't put my normal lights on. So at some point, I'm going to close my camera and go fix my lights. But at least you can see my face right now. um,
Yeah, you look great.
Thanks. Well, the light won't change how I really look, but it'll just be better lighting. So I'm very busy right now, which is good because I'm able to be somewhat detached to what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
Um, because I'm just my I mean, I guess it is the energy of what everybody is going through. It's just in my life it's manifesting as a lot to do. Very, very many things
It's
to
very
do.
busy now.
Yeah.
Very busy energy.
Yeah, very, very just I would say a cacophony of things to do is what I have going on. It's just
After this, I'm taking the weekend of 3 days and doing nothing,
oh, good for you.
relaxing. And I always come back really clear after that. But
That's good.
yeah,
That's
very busy energy and just so much going on.
so much going on. I did take a little break myself. Me and my daughters went up to Salem and we looked at all the witchy stuff up there, and
Oh,
we really like that. So, we
okay.
just had a really good time. So I have taken a vacation this year, which is amazing. So that was really good for me. All
Okay.
right. So, well, I have some charts that we could look at. So, I will give you a choice. You just yell out. I pulled up, and I haven't looked at these charts yet. I've just pulled them up, and I'm comparing them to the upcoming lunar eclipse on September 7th because that's not
Ooh.
too far away. Hang on, I want to make sure that this is the right one. Nope, this is the wrong one. Shoot. Have I pulled them all up to compare to the wrong eclipse and I have to change this? I think I do. Okay, well, no matter. I'll just go into the program and do that. So,
Well, I could look at a question while you're doing that.
yeah, let's do that. I
Let's
would,
just look at how is DT, what do we call them? The orange one? I don't know what
yeah,
people, uh, DJT, how is he doing today?
good one.
I know there were a bunch of witches on TikTok that were saying either on Sunday or it was today. Somebody said it was today, but I'm not on TikTok. I got to get on TikTok, I guess, because all these pictures are on there, and they all
Yeah.
had voodoo dolls, and they were casting spells on him, and they said that I think they said today, or it was last Sunday, was the day he's gonna, we're not wishing anybody crossover, but I guess they were.
Yeah.
What my understanding of what I heard. So they're, a lot of people he's so unpopular. People just are waking up to see what he's doing. But let's just see how his health is doing.
Oh, great one. Yeah, we do need to look at that.
How is he doing today? Because, he's got those swollen cankles, the bruised hands. And Carolyn Levitt said, well, he's shaking all these hands with people, and he's on an aspirin regimen to make his heart healthier because it's healthy. And I'm like, you're shaking hands with both, because now the bruises are on both hands. You're shaking hands with both hands. And I mean, just the garbage that comes out of their mouths.
Yeah.
Bruising from shaking hands.
Yeah.
It's not even, you could have said, well, he likes to arm wrestle or something, would have been a little better than that. But people don't even get bruising from arm wrestling. It doesn't happen.
No, they don't.
Okay, so let's look at I'm going to pull a full spread here.
Okay.
Let me just get him psychically. Oh, it looks like I'm sorry, looks like a child when they're, oh, how do you say this in correct words? Like his nose is a little congested and he's trying to clear it. Okay. Does that give an image? Like nobody's watching because, was he bored? Let's look at I've heard he's been throwing food at the walls and tipping tables over. He's angry because he gets booed. They get booed everywhere. And all the, and Gavin Newsom's driving him nuts with it. The Gavin Newsom is trolling him.
Gavin Newsom is so under his skin. I love it.
And it kind of, in the South Park, and people are just, yelling in town halls. I read the other day, somebody asked me, was Ohio going to go blue? I think a lot of states, several states, maybe not a lot, but several states are going to be close to going blue and going blue.
Yeah, well, and the last couple of elections we've heard about, this is true. The Democrats are succeeding.
The red areas are going blue. People are just like, oh no. And the mainstream media is still like, well, he had a discussion and they had a meeting. I'm like, he was lying and he's out of his freaking mind. And they're like, they had a cabinet meeting and he stated several things. And, it's like it's normal. They just talk like it's normal. Okay, but let's look at how is he doing? He's wanting to go back to when he was more popular and younger. Wanting to feel good. Let's see. He is still stealing a lot of money. Oh, karma is coming. Karma. Anything can happen. It feels like anything can happen. I feel like he's working on scamming more money. I actually saw an ad that said that Democrats are upset and screaming and yelling at on the street because they're selling gold coins, and that everyone should buy a gold coin that says Trump is the winner or something, or Trump victory for Trump. And I'm like, there's no Democrats upset about gold, maybe about stealing, that he's grifting and stealing and committing fraud.
Yeah,
but I just see like it's focused on money.
Yeah.
And I think they don't really tell him everything that's going on. I think he's a little bit delusional, because I got that the Seven of Cups here. I think they don't really tell him everything that's really happening because they don't want him to get upset. Because if you tell him stuff that gets him upset, stuff will go flying.
You're right.
And you don't want to get fired or be the one to blame. So they just say, oh, sir, you're so amazing. And they don't really tell him as bad as it is. Yeah.
You're right. I think that's what they're doing.
Well, let's ask specifically, how is his health? I asked how he was, and he's focused on making more money.
Well, so isn't that typical? Because that shows that he's just avoiding the whole thing about his health. He won't even let you look at it.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to look anyway. How is it?
You go. That's good.
Huh. Well, I think he's still holding up. Huh. Wait. I keep getting karma is coming for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's not. I think you're right. I think he's not really looking at his health. He's thinking that, he can figure it out as long as he's in control.
Mm-hmm.
That.
Or they're letting him think he's in control.
Yeah. But I keep getting this card.
Yeah.
This is karma. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. And karma is coming.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
I would agree with all of that.
Okay. Let's look at he fired a couple people. He fired the governor of the black woman. Do you know her name?
Lisa Cook, I think.
Yeah. And she said she's not leaving.
Yeah.
I'm going to look and see, is he going to be able to get rid of her? Yeah, let's see. Is he going to be able to get rid of Lisa Cook? Because I think she serves until 2036. She's supposed to be on there. And when she's on there, it makes it more, it's like, I think there are 9, if I'm not mistaken, but she makes it one more so that they're more liberal or they're more just Republican. They're more just there doing their job, and they're other MAGAs or people who are more inclined to let him do whatever he wants.
Yeah, because I heard that he has a couple people that he has placed specifically on this board.
Oh, okay.
But he doesn't have a majority of loyalists.
Okay, so can you explain to us what this board is? It's the
board of the Federal Reserve. So, what's his name? Jerome Powell is the chair or the head of it. And these other people serve as the board. I don't know if it's called the Board of Governors or whatever, but Lisa Cook is a governor of that board. And they all I believe, pretty much come to a consensus about what Jerome Powell should really do, any kind of changes that he should make. But really, they are all conferring together to make that decision. It's not just him, although he is a very brilliant man. So so that's what it is.
Okay. So it has to do with the Federal Reserve. It's our Ooh, this is about control.
Mm-hmm.
Wanting to make changes. Okay, this is beneath us, money, the money we have. And the sun is in the past. We've been a superpower in the world. The fear is, can we hold on to our being a superpower? And I get manipulation. I asked, would he fire her? Would she stay in office?
Mm.
About money, the message, victory, hopes that she will. Right
Wow.
now, I'm seeing that she's going to stay in there. I don't even see him able to get her out. I think he's gone too far. I think people are saying, this guy is just out there. He's just gone too far. That would be a yes, going for the long term.
Well, he doesn't have the power to do it.
Oh, okay. Because I think she said, I'm not leaving.
Yeah, and she's also suing him because she knows
Oh,
she has the law on her side.
okay.
But
Yeah.
she's already standing up to him, not just morally, but legally. She's standing up to him and saying, "No, I'm not going." There's another person in another agency that's also doing that, and if anybody in the chat can remind me of who that is, do you know?
The CDC.
Yes, yes, also a woman, and also saying, "No, no, you can't. You don't have the right to do
They're
it."
trying to fire. Well, she can be fired by him, but Kennedy, what's his name, the
Yeah,
Secretary of Health,
RFK. Mm-hmm.
saying that he doesn't want her there because she's probably pro-vaccine, and
Mm-hmm.
said she was. And I don't really think that DT is against vaccines. He just likes whatever is going to destroy something or make him more powerful or make him money.
Truth be told, he was a pro-choice guy back in the 80s. So, I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
he's he's just whichever way the wind blows, whoever makes him happy, whoever says he has the biggest, makes him feel good. So,
yeah. But I don't think he's really against vaccines because he's the one that developed the vaccine. I mean, people
yeah,
like, I don't
yeah.
know, they're all against it, but he's the one that was in, and he was saying, I've got this out faster than anybody could have.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm not the biggest, like, yay, more and more vaccines, but we used to have children that would die in childhood. A lot of children didn't make, there were graveyards. When you look, my father has an old property back from the pioneer days. And do you know how many graveyards are in there just from children? Because
Oh, yeah.
children didn't make it
No,
before we had those vaccines.
that's right.
So I'm not like, yay, vaccines, but I mean, I don't think it, I'm sorry, I don't think it causes autism. I think there are other things. I think these are star kids. There might be chemicals that are not good, but at least you don't have everybody dying before they're 12, half the
Right.
children. And I also wasn't like the big COVID fan of vaccines, but I think if we didn't have it, we would have had millions of more people die. I mean, what were you going to do?
There
You
was
know,
nothing you could
so
do before vaccines. You just
now, yeah,
watch
and
the kids die.
some people, I live in a very liberal area, and some people are way liberal, and they're saying that they like Kennedy and they don't want the vaccines. But you know what? Um, he's now putting forever chemicals. They're saying that we can have forever chemicals in our air and our water. So I'm like, what is that? He's not a person that has trying to do good, because he's agreed to have no vaccines, put the chemicals, the cancer causing chemicals, they're fine. I'm like, okay, this is just crazy. I haven't really ever read on him. Kennedy, but I'm wondering if DT will get rid of him because he turns on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like, what's the lady they're trying to fire her? He tried to fire her. What's her name? The head of CDC. Do you know her name?
Oh, they just had it in the chat.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the chat for some reason. Let me see
Uh,
the chat.
you have to sign in to
Oh, there they
YouTube.
are. Okay, wow, you got lots of people here. Hi,
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
Oh, I'm just going on talking and talking. I could be answering questions. I didn't see
That's okay. Susan Monares.
Susan Manaras. Let's see.
Mhm.
Is DT gonna fire her? Let me know when you got some charts up or you have a question because I didn't mean to be just
No, I love it. It's
taking all
great.
this.
And I do have some charts up, but let's finish your question. What are you reading on? I'll throw some cards on it too.
Is Susan Manaras gonna be fired by DT?
Mm.
Huh. Ooh. Uh-uh. He
Yeah,
likes to fire people.
he really does. He really likes to fire people.
I don't know if he can, but this says that she's going to sue him.
Yeah, I got the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think he's going to do it.
I think he's going to do it, and I think there's a lawsuit. And how's she going to do in the lawsuit? Oh, she's not going to give up, man. She's going to work really hard at this. She's going to try to get her job back.
Yeah, she's one tough cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she might be able to stay in there.
Mm-hmm.
People are really upset about this.
Yeah.
That there is no. If we get hit with something else, you know, like what are people going to do? Oh, I mean, what? Yeah.
I'm gonna say that she's gonna work really hard at suing him, and she is gonna end up with one hell of a lawyer. She might even get somebody that just represents her for free, just for the pure joy of slamming down the orange one.
Yeah, yeah. She looks like one tough cookie to me. When I saw her, I'm like, yeah, because she presents very educated, very not very well, but
Hmm.
she's not messing around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, she's
yeah.
tough. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
She's not
yeah.
gonna get
So,
played.
so even though she does get pushed out of there,
Okay,
the lawsuit's going to come, and that's going to turn things around. And I predict that she has a female lawyer who just takes no prisoners.
okay,
I think that's going to be good.
all right.
Okay, so I have up. I'll give it to you. You tell me who you want me to look at. Now, I have not really studied or analyzed these charts much. I'm looking at them, the natal chart compared to this eclipse that's coming up on September 7th, so we can just see kind of what's coming for people. So
Okay.
here come the glasses. This will
Now,
make
what is this eclipse about for like everybody? Can you tell us that briefly?
Well, it is a total lunar eclipse. It involves a lot of really interesting planets. It involves Uranus. It involves the obviously the sun and the moon. But because Uranus is okay, where's Uranus right now? There it is. Uranus is. I'm getting it confused with the person's natal chart. Uranus is squaring the sun and the moon pretty much in this configuration. Not exactly, but it's kind of in the neighborhood there. But the sun and the nodes are kind of close to Saturn. It's just involving a lot of stuff going on. Action, communications are going to be involved. Um, Women, a lot of female energy is involved with this. Neptune is, wait a minute, no, I'm looking at her chart. Where is Neptune? Yeah, Neptune and Saturn are together, and they are forming a very awkward angle to the sun during this eclipse. They're not real tight with the moon, but the angle that they're going towards for the sun and Mercury is very awkward. So it's going to be, it depends on where it hits you in your chart. It's at a very similar place as one that we had. Was it close to the one in the spring? Hold on, I can look really quick to see just the chart of that. I see the chart of the eclipse. This is easier to see without somebody else's chart in there. I can go ahead and put this up on the screen. This is the eclipse of September 7th. And as you can see, it's very clean. The aspects are very, very clean. So while Uranus is not necessarily touching the sun and the moon, Uranus is doing what we're calling a mini trine. It's sextile energy here with Pluto, which is, or no, it is a trine with Pluto, but a sextile here with Saturn. So we have this little mini grand trine here, and these are heavy hitters. Pluto, Saturn, Uranus. These are the big, like, gangster planets here. So there is a lot of powerful energy going on. Pluto's in the sign of Aquarius for the people, so it's plowing up and exposing or unearthing and finding whatever's gone wrong for the people. Saturn is in the very end of Pisces. So, the very end of Pisces is such an amazing degree, because that's where all the things that you have tried to do when Saturn has gone through the other 12 signs leading up to this very final degree of Pisces, everything that you've tried to do to bring organization and structure and constraint to things in your life. Now we're at the very final point where you have to know that you've worked very hard at this. You have to know that there is a healing that comes about from all of this. So Pluto now will give an emphasis and an exaggeration and a help to this healing with its power coming from Aquarius. And Uranus in Gemini is all about the chaos and shaking things up to allow all this information to come to the surface and serve the people. So Uranus is in Gemini, that's ruling communications and lots of Mercury type stuff. So social media, sales talks, speaking, being on the internet, anything out in space, anything coming through the air. So like, planes, messages that are coming physically, like the mail and things like that. All of those things are going to be chaotic, but the messages that when they land are going to be powerful. So that's the eclipse, really. I mean, the sun and the moon, the sun is in Virgo, so it wants everything to be exact, meticulous, precise. It wants things to go forward. Virgo is the sixth sign, so that's really for the workers, people who work. It's just only a few days after Labor Day, so it's really emphasizing people who work. And then the moon is in Pisces, so helping, healing, sympathy, imagining things towards the better, compassion, great compassion in this eclipse. So this is really going to be, it could be very helpful for us, but we may not feel that it's helpful at the time that the impact hits. And the impact of this eclipse will not be exactly on that day, most likely. It could come now. Look, it's a week before the eclipse. We could have seen things a month before. But certainly with these degrees, 15 degrees to, and a few degrees on either side of that, and also 1 degree, early degrees of the signs, and then that 29th degree of Pisces. When other planets hit those degrees and make aspects to other planets at those degrees, that will also kick off things from this eclipse. So people can look at their own charts and see where they have planets at 1 degree, 15 degrees, or 29 degrees. And that's where you'll see your sensitivity to the eclipse. eclipses go in 19-year cycles. So if you look back 19 years, there was probably an eclipse at this very similar degree or the exact degree. I can't remember which. And wherever that eclipse really affected you in your life, that's where it's going to be affecting you this time too. And that's September 7th is when that's going to be hitting.
Wow. Okay.
So there's that.
Just that.
There's that.
That's-
Now, we don't care about Pam Bondi, but let's
yes, we
look at,
do.
we do. Okay. Well, here's Pam Bondi. Let me make this just a little bit smaller here so we can get the whole
Yeah,
circle.
she is horrific. Putting
Yes,
all these illegal charges against, trumped up charges against people just to keep what's his name happy, helping him to have retribution. When a lot of them, I feel like, are going to get thrown out because they're not even, they're just going to cost people a lot of money and scare people and
exactly.
shut people up. And she's horrible. She's right
She's
in front of this.
she's very horrible. And if you look at the outer ring is the eclipse on the 7th, and
Okay.
the inner ring is her natal planets that she was born with. And let's just point out the first one. Here's traveling Uranus at 1 degree of Gemini,
Okay.
right connecting with her north node. Her north node is her mission in life. So you know what? That's going to be derailed. Her little mission in life is going to be derailed. Whole bunch of chaos is going to get thrown in there. Big pipe bomb is
I
going in
wonder
the
what,
mission of life.
because she's the one that said, "Oh yeah, we're going to release all the files. There's all these pedophile tapes. It's just horrible." And then
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, we released it, and then there's nothing there, and nothing else. Goodbye.
Yeah, terrible, terrible.
I
So
mean, what is that?
well, yeah, she's going to be called on the carpet for that. If we look here, she has a cluster, and this is what makes her so effective and powerful as an attorney.
Uh-huh.
She has her natal Pluto, Uranus, and Moon all kind of clumped together here in Virgo. Excuse me. Now, Virgo is the sign of I want to do it perfect. I want to do everything perfect. I want to do it just the right way. Now, we don't know what time of day she was born, so I don't know if this is really her 6th house or not, but I do know that the eclipse sun and Mercury fall right on this little cluster. And so, of course, in a full moon, the sun and the moon are opposite one another. And the moon or the sun, one of them's got to be near the nodes for the eclipse to happen. And across the chart, in her chart, she has Saturn and Ceres and Chiron all clustered together too. So she already has this struggle and tug of war with herself concerning her own femininity, her creativity or her mind, her brilliance, and her power. So she has a conflict here in her life, in her personality, in her world already. She has a conflict with power. This eclipse is going to just hit that like a bomb. It's just going to hit it, and all of her power is going to probably be highlighted, focused on why does she have the power, etc. And then we've got Uranus at a very difficult angle to these two. It's at square, pretty much a square, not quite a square. It's a few degrees off, but nevertheless, it is squared by sign, and so that's going to cause her to get things will get shaken up. It's going to be really not great for her during this eclipse and what's happening for her. um yeah, it's just
I feel like she's kind of freaking out
she should be freaking out.
because she knows better than all this.
She's very smart.
She's not. Yeah, she knows better, but she's doing it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
look at
And
this phone
and
number.
even her natal Mercury is at square by sign to this eclipse, and her Mercury is the part of her that came out and said we're going to release everything. And
Yeah.
now she's got this eclipse pretty much squaring it from both sides, saying, "Oh, well, what happened to that?" So yeah, something big is going to come out there.
I think they didn't release. They were supposed to. They released maybe parts. They were supposed to release the whole file or whatever, and they're releasing parts. And I read psychically that anything that has DJT's name in it is going to be kept out. They're just going to, let's not have that in there, but they're just going to release parts with nothing with him in it, because
Yeah,
they're not going to release anything that's going to implicate him.
right. And
So
they actually,
there's an ongoing cover up going on here.
yeah, and there's they also, and I think Pam Bondi actually told us about this, that they took like 1,000 FBI agents and sat them in rooms and made them go through these tens of thousands of
So
pages
they all know.
and redact it, take out, cross out DJT's name with a Sharpie, basically, and so that he wouldn't be there. And then they had Ghislaine Maxwell sit down and say, "Oh, I never saw him act inappropriately with anybody. Oh, no, neither did Bill Clinton." Now, why did she just volunteer Bill Clinton?
Because if he gets out of power, she still wants a pardon from somebody. She's no dummy.
That's right.
She's in for 20 years.
I say this too.
She can still use that.
I say this too, and I think I have to give her credit for not losing her law license already because of all the illegalities that she's committed. But she will eventually. She'll lose her law license.
Okay.
She will. All right. You want to look at another chart? I've got DJT, I've got JD Vance, Stephen Miller, Peter Hegseth, and Peter Thiel.
Now let's look at DJT in the eclipse.
Okay, here's DJT in the eclipse. Oh, DJT. Oh, my goodness. So Jupiter approaching his natal sun in Uranus. This is what makes him the crazy man, the sun-Uranus connection and the node. He was also born on an eclipse.
Sorry, my camera's blurry. I'll try to fix it.
Okay. And with Jupiter going towards his sun and Uranus, Jupiter is the sign that the planet that exaggerates things. So that's why you're seeing his health be exaggerated to the point where we all see it. This is all in the house for groups and other people. What you do when you retire, he should be retired. What you do in terms of giving back to the world. Here is his sun and Uranus here, where he should be giving back to the world, but he's not. He's kind of thumbing his nose at the world and taking away from what everybody has. Now here comes Jupiter, which is just going to exaggerate all of this. But Jupiter is also the sign. They're the planet. I keep saying sign. It's the planet that makes you fat, makes you gain weight. it makes you bigger than life when you don't want to be. It can also increase luck, but if you're doing things that are right, if you're doing bad things, it'll increase bad things. So Jupiter exaggerates things. And for him, this is particularly dangerous because his north node is here, his mission in life. And so Jupiter's going to come along and let the whole world see what his real true mission is and what he is really trying to do.
Is that the eclipse?
Yeah, this is the eclipse where Jupiter
we're going to see it.
Eclipse. Yeah,
we're already seeing it, but
we're already seeing the cankles. We're already seeing the makeup on the back of the hand that can't cover up the bruises. We're already seeing his funny eyes. We're already seeing his jowls and his
wandering gait.
His wandering gait. Yeah. We're seeing all of this stuff I've been seeing it for years, but most people are seeing it for months at least. And in the last few weeks, everybody's noticing it and commenting on it. So, there's no hiding it now. Now we have a real pileup of planets in the eclipse up here in his house for joint resources, other people's money. Now he loves other people's money. This is how he makes his money, with other people's money. This is I just want to point this out. His house for other people's money got Pisces on the cusp here, and Pisces is ruled by Neptune. His Neptune is really powerful with all these other planets around it. Jupiter, for one, his natal Jupiter is there, and Neptune is there. So that's fantasy, great ideas, illusion, misdirection, can be faith and spirituality in the subconscious, but in his case, not so much. And here, the third house where it's sitting is the house for your communication and your great ideas. So, what does he do to make money? He uses his manipulation, his misdirection, his fantasy to direct it at other people's money and to get other people's money. I mean, it can't be more blatant than that. Now, the eclipse stuff, he has traveling Neptune and the sun and Saturn and the North Node all up here opposing this little cluster of planets down here and the sun and the moon, of course. So this is going to not be bueno for him. This is going to disrupt, I believe, his money, which is mostly other people's money, but this is going to disrupt his money. And I heard someone say that he was concerned about losing his money to like lawsuits and stuff when he wanted to leave his money to his kids. He does not care that much about leaving his money to his kids. What he cares about is leaving a legacy, leaving behind the Trump, empire, right? That's because it's ego, right? He really wants all that stuff to happen. Uranus in the eclipse is sitting right on his midheaven. So your midheaven is your legacy and your career. So the legacy and career are going to blow up with Uranus there. And what else do you need to know?
I get that there's some. We're already in the endings, beginning and endings with him.
Yeah, we are.
Democrats are going to on his case, like there's Gavin Newsom,
Mm-hmm.
and that this is going to be really hard for him.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. I think, his making a deal to get into heaven thing shows just how much he is afraid of and resisting the end of his life.
It doesn't work like that. You can't just screw everybody over forever and then go, let's make a deal here. I'll do something good. Now can I get it? I mean, the way that he thinks is just like, oh my God.
And he's not even doing anything good. He's just saying that he's doing something good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's not even like actually.
Delusional. He's freaking delusional.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really delusional. That's true. But he's been that way for years and years and years.
Yeah.
So that's what I see with Dumpy.
Yeah.
Anybody else you want to look at? I've got
JD.
JD. Let's look at JD. Come on up here, JD. Let's see what the thing is doing for you. Now, yes, I have a time for him. Okay, good. So the moon of the eclipse, which is next to the North Node, is in his 8th house. So he also is looking and concerned with with other people's money. He's also got Saturn there, and Saturn is beginning to leave his 8th house. So I believe that for JD, he is going to be losing some of his joint resources, probably with his wife or with investments that he has with other people. So I'm just going to say that money is going to start draining out of his coffers, that he's going to be worried about his money, which may cause you to see him behave a little bit more like DJT. This desperation, this trying to make a deal for anything and trying to hang on to his money. Or he's going to go back to Peter Thiel and say, Daddy, please give me another allowance. The sun is hitting his house of regular finance, his regular income, and it's got Mercury there. So he's going to try to come up with some brilliant ideas to make all of this work. And it's sitting on top of his own Mercury, which seems like it's a good idea. But sometimes when you get Mercury right on top of your Mercury, especially when the sun's really close to it, it's just too much energy. It's too many thoughts. And it could make him kind of fry his brain or get anxiety or, just not be able to control his thoughts. He does have the sun in traveling through Virgo, which is a good thing with Mercury. Virgo is exact and it likes things to be perfect. But when we're talking about his money, that's just not going to happen. Now, his sun is in Leo and he has Leo rising. So he's a double Leo. So try to tell this guy something. He's very stubborn. I don't know how Peter Thiel does it, but he's very, very stubborn.
He's got the money.
Yeah, Peter's got the money. That's right. And Vance has Venus in the 1st house along with Vesta and Juno. So I don't know if his wife is.
They might have a little something going on there because.
Yeah, they probably do.
They're both gay.
Yeah. So
even though he has a wife, for appearances and everything else.
Right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So during the eclipse, Venus is transiting right through this cluster of planets here. It's
Uh-huh.
right on the Vesta, which is his home life, or where he feels at home. And Juno is there. I bet this Juno is really connected to Teal's chart. We'll look at that in a minute. But he's got Venus very close and a very late ascendant in Leo. How late is it? 27 degrees. Okay. So, he likes the finer things in life. He's always wanted more, with his upbringing and his childhood. Having nice things was really a mark of success. I've made it. I've succeeded in life because now I have money and I don't have to worry about money, and I can provide for not only myself but a family. So this is a very, very, strong motive in him to succeed and to do things. Um, He's also got in his fourth house Saturn and Mars. So, yeah, there was a tough upbringing. There was a tough thing with the daddy figure in his life, but he got lucky. He's got the part of fortune here, which is a point of luck. He got real lucky in his life. And obviously he did. Somehow he got to Harvard. I don't know how he did that from the Ozarks, but he did, or wherever he grew up. And then he's got the part of fortune here saying, yeah, we'll give you a good education and we'll launch you in the world. And here we have his mission, which his mission is to be part of a group that has a lot of communications. So that tells me social media and the internet and the tech bros and all of that. That was kind of a mission for him. And right now, Uranus is sitting on top of that north node for his mission, bringing chaos and upheaval and change. So I think maybe the relationships with Teal and the other tech bros, maybe that's changing a bit for him. What else can I say about this? Transiting Mars is going right over his moon in the house for his own ideas and his communication. So he may find himself speaking too fast, speaking too emotionally, not really saying the message that he's supposed to say, but saying what he really feels. So it's going to be interesting over the next week or so to see what's going on with JD Vance and what he says.
Yeah. I think he secretly wants to be president, and he's kind of licking his chops for 2028, and kind of, I feel like he's in some ways looks at or thinks about, uh, DJT leaving. Like, what if the Epstein stuff came out and he was in? Because I don't feel like he's involved. JD Vance isn't involved in the Epstein files.
No, but don't you think that Peter Thiel might be? Could you look at that psychically and see what you think?
Oh,
Right?
he is such a weird.
He's such a weird dude.
He's like an alien person, like a robot almost.
Yep. Yep.
Let me pull cards on that, because when it's really dark energy, it's hard to see.
Yeah.
He's got some weird sex stuff going on. He is very sexual. He thinks with that head a lot. I mean,
a lot. Yeah, I get that too.
Could I say that on here? Sorry.
Yeah. You can say that too.
Okay.
We just can't show tarot cards that have naked bodies on it. That's all.
Oh my God.
I know. A few years ago, I went through and I, maimed all my decks by, sharpieing out all the little bits, But over the last few years, I've kind of fallen off that. So I do have a few decks that are not marked up. I think this one's okay. I think the one I'm using is okay.
Well, I have cards that aren't. I'll have to be careful with
Just
that.
put your finger over it,
Okay. Show me. I'm kind of getting a yes. When I look at him psychically, I feel like he's open to a lot of things that like sexual things. I think that he would have been open to that. He would have no problem and has probably paid for sex in the past. But I feel like it's a little bit of a heart heavy lift to get. I mean, there might be some connection there, but I don't really feel like he was in that. There may be other things he was involved in that were, but I don't feel I could be wrong. I'm going to say he was, but not that much, and I don't know if it's going to come out. How about that?
Yeah. I think he's involved, but I think it's more business things because Epstein had all that financial house connection too. He was really, I can't remember which financial house he was involved with, but he was somehow really high up in some financial dealings. And I think that's what bankrolled all of his stuff. I don't think it was like Goldman Sachs. It was some other like, I just want to look at his
Yeah,
financial.
I don't think it's going to come out. I think he was, but I think that if it comes out, it won't be that much, or it'll be suspect. Like, yeah, I don't know if we can really prove that. He might have done something, but yeah, I don't know if they have the evidence. I always felt like it would come out, the Epstein files, but not all of it. There's some things that we're never going to know because they're just. Um, and you said last time that you were questioning whether Epstein was alive or not, and I've looked at that, and I think he might be.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, at
Oh,
first,
wow.
because when I hear conspiracy theories, I'm like, come on, I'm not
Yeah,
doing
same.
that. I'm like, okay, let's not go there because I like to do practical, down to earth reading.
Mhm.
But after I looked at it, I keep seeing him in some country sitting somewhere smiling like I got away. I'm like, huh.
Yeah. And I think he had enough money that they could disperse money to his relatives to make it seem like they inherited from a will, and he would still have enough money to do this.
Yeah.
I think, so my cards, I got that Teal was involved somehow with Epstein's finances. I think
Okay.
financially they had either some
Yeah.
investments or
But is it going to come out?
oh, probably not. Probably, I think you're right. I think it's probably not going to come out. I don't think there's any way to prove it. But I
I
do,
think there was.
but think of this. Would that be an incentive for Peter Thiel to let JD know that, yeah, we're not going to the Epstein thing, because that's going to uncover a whole bunch of things for people who will lose money if you do that. Not necessarily that they'll be embarrassed by the picadillos of their predilections, but it could be more of the finances, like probably Elon Musk too. It'll lead back to him too because of Peter Thiel's connection. So I think that JD, if he thinks,
The one that told Elon Musk told on DJT.
but did he though? He made that broad announcement, but he didn't bring anything really concrete forward.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
He made the claim,
Out of
just like,
anger. Yeah.
yeah, right? He
Okay.
made the claim, but he didn't back it up, and
Okay.
then he went quiet,
Okay.
and he's still getting his contracts. He's still getting paid like a gajillion dollars a day on his stupid contracts, so, you know.
Well, but when I look at JD Vance, I saw something with the courts. I saw a woman
Mm,
coming forward with who was going to tell the truth, and something with the courts. That's why I went to Epstein, but it could be something else. He may be hope because I feel like he wants to look legitimate. If
mhm.
what's his name gets impeached or for something, he wants to look like, yeah, but I'm not. I'm not. I didn't commit any crimes. He wants to kind of keep, but so Could we look at that? If is JD committing financial crimes too?
Oh yeah, let's look at that. Yeah, the first card that comes out, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, he's committing financial crimes. He definitely is. And the eclipse is hitting right on his finances.
Oh,
It's hitting both
maybe
of his.
that's why I saw the courts getting involved, because something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Now Jupiter is in the 12th house of his chart, so it could be that there's an investigation, a secret investigation or something going on.
Okay.
And what's in it going on in his 9th house? In his 9th house.
Yeah, you're right. There is some news coming out, because that's what I got when I asked, did he commit financial crimes? I got there's money, news about money, and yeah, he did something, and against the people of America,
Mm-hmm.
and there was some betrayal, and we may be hearing something about that.
Oh yeah, and once the energy, well, I feel we're already
How are they
in.
going to impeach GJT but not him? Because people think he's going to be president.
Well, I mean, people think a lot of things. I think the extraordinary things that are going to come about in this country, I don't even think we can really imagine what they're going to
I
how
think
it's
it's going to be
gonna take
huge.
place. It's going to be just ginormous, and the whole world is involved with this. It isn't just our country. It's all, I mean, primarily I think we're going to see people like the people from NATO and the EU and the World Court, and maybe, I keep saying this, maybe Interpol, maybe other organizations that I haven't even found out about yet. But I do feel like there's going to be so many of these other legal agencies from other, not just countries, but other organizations around the world, other entities around the world. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point this affected things like the United Nations,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Right? I mean, I just think that we're going to have to reform things so dramatically around the world
Yeah.
that it's just it's Herculean. It's Herculean. It's just huge.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, really, really, really big. Wow, I know. And the energy, I think we're in the energy of the eclipse. I think I have been, I think, for a while, because it's hitting my chart in particular, like smack dab on a really sensitive point of my chart. So
You do?
yeah, I'll probably be laid out for a few weeks, but but that's why I think I'm so busy. I just have all this stuff is being stimulated. But
Yeah.
would you like to look at anything else?
Let's look at you mean a chart?
A chart or a question? Either one. I'm up for either
Let's
one.
just look at what people can do. So we're just about done now, because we're at an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at what people can do for the eclipse to kind of help them, to support them, and while we're going through all this, because it's just it's huge. It can be exhausting and scary and unpredictable, but
And
it can also
draining.
be, realizing new growth, new beginnings. Things will finally are coming to light. The Epstein files, the Epstein stuff has been happening for decades. There's been wars
Yeah.
for decades.
Yeah.
But we just haven't been aware of it. We're just seeing it all now. We're aware of it. We're finally talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, this type of social media, so people are able to see what's really going on, not just what the news is. Good more, this is the nightly news with, Walter Cronkite, whatever. It was fine for then, but now we're getting to know what's really going on. But
Yeah.
what can people do to feel better, or to feel safe, or to take action? Or how does this eclipse affecting us? Well, because we're the ones that are going through this.
Yeah.
They're all creating this freaking mess, and we're sitting here going, oh my God.
And they're in la la land with their fantasy about life is and the way things should be. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. We're the ones who are really experiencing it.
Yeah. So we're going to post some cards. I'm posting
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, we have had, and it's been happening for a long time, but now it's happening right in front of us hugely, and like it's never been done before. We're being robbed. We're having our country, our way of life, our money, our finances, and it's treachery. And
Yeah.
there's the moon, there's the eclipse revealing this.
Right.
So underneath us, we are strong. We are going to have growth. Um, we've been strong in the past. America's been strong. We're strong in our life, but this is people are worried about money. And coming forward, there's an emotional healing. There's a way that we can move forward and connect with our emotions. So we're afraid of being trapped, but really we're going to a new beginning. This is a new beginning. And we're going to have to stand up and fight. We have to fight back. And we are going to be victorious. And we are going to begin anew. And so this eclipse is about our awakening, our spiritual, our political, a new beginning, that there will be judgment. But right now we're in the middle of it. But this is about people waking up and a new beginning. After, see, they're coming out of the coffins after we're not going to physically die, but after we, energetically, we're going through a metamorphosis. And that can be like what this is about us going through this change. So honor yourself while we're going through this. We're living through a time in history that is huge, that is shaping the world, and that I believe with all my heart, I believe we're going to a good place. The age of Aquarius is not about us going backwards and into corruption and into destruction. It is about the people, community, truth coming out. Yes, there's going to be more and more technology, but it's about the group consciousness, the people, power to the people, not a few people pulling the strings in with bad intention. We're not going backwards.
Mm-mm.
And so we can know that. And yeah, as far as personally for people, I just want to personally believe that the force of your soul is determining what is possible and what is possible or impossible, the difference between success and failure, and but and above all who are sorry, and above all who are is the power of your belief. So there she is, the woman with the light in her heart. So believe in yourself, believe in our world, believe that we are going to a good place, a place of love, a place of power to the people. And then I have Archangel Michael coming in and saying, positive thoughts create positive results. So think about what you want to happen, what you want in your life. Sometimes we need to pull back and make our world really small and just do the basic things, like make a nice dinner. Focus on, I'm going to have a good night's sleep. I'm not going to think about all this. I'm going to breathe and I'm going to relax especially right before you fall asleep. Don't be thinking about all this. Watch a funny movie or read a book. Do something to take your mind off this and Think about something that you want to happen, or something you're going to do this weekend, or and then realize that we are at, I got a fork in the road. We are at this place where we are turning, that, humankind, the world is turning, and all this is happening for a reason. And, um, I also feel like inspiring, um, writing, journaling is a really good thing to do. Journaling or reading and studying is another way to kind of quiet your mind or bring a kind of peace to you, so you're not always thinking about all this. And um, awaken your inner goddess, your inner god. Dance, self-care, appreciating your divinity, appreciating yourself. This is the Aphrodite, the goddess card,
Mm-hmm.
where she's dancing and appreciating herself. And spend some time, instead of thinking about all this, this garbage, this crap that's going on, and really, how are you enjoying your body? How are you enjoying your life? What are you doing that's creative, or reading, writing? um yes, yeah, so that's what I'm getting.
Oh, that's amazing. That's a wonderful message. I just pulled 3 oracle cards, and they really align greatly with your message too. The first one that I got was Heart of Source, all-encompassing love, unconditional acceptance, and serenity.
Oh, I love that.
Just a beautiful, beautiful image to focus on, so that people just know that it does come back to you. You have to take care of you. You have to appreciate yourself. You have to allow yourself to thrive, even in this shitty environment. You have to do things for you, for nobody else but you. And, take care of yourself. If you need to go for a walk, take the time to go for a walk. Don't wait. Don't go feed the cat. Just go for a walk. And then you come back. The cat will still be there. You know what I mean? Just really love yourself and allow this to just come shining out of your heart. And the next card that I pulled was the Divine Matrix, interconnectedness, synchronicity, and instead of coincidences, it said God incidences. That's the picture for this card.
Wow, it's healing to look at symbols like this.
The flower of life. Yes, it is very, very healing. So think about your connection with the divine. And then once you have that connection very strongly with the divine, then realize that that is mirrored in every connection you have with everybody you love. It's just so important. And the last card that I pulled, I really love this, is Memories of Atlantis, Spiritual Acceleration, Progress, and Technology. So we are kind of at a tipping point where we know the galactics are watching us closely, because we have a few too many numbskulls on the planet who would just love to push that button and do something really stupid. But they're not going to let that happen. And that's why they're watching us, so that they can be on hand to make sure it doesn't happen. But as a collective, there have been too many people on Earth that were willing to allow that to happen. And I think that has changed. I think that more and more and more people have come to realize that that's wrong. They have come to be much more connected to the divine, to their own relationship with the other side, whatever that may be for them. And that's a good thing. These were things that did take place in the civilization of Atlantis, but unfortunately, they also let those weapons of mass destruction kind of take over, or maybe it was medical experiments. I'm not 100% sure what it was, but there was something that they did that just led to their destruction. And again, the galactics are saying, we're just not going to let that happen this time. You did it with Lemuria. You did it with Atlantis. We
Yeah.
are not going to stand by and watch this happen. So
Yeah.
believe that on Earth, Earth is not going to distract, but we could. So we have to take care of one another, take care of ourselves, and realize that the people who are causing all of this chaos will not survive. They won't succeed. They're not there. And rather than think in terms of negatives, like they won't do this, they won't do that, think in terms of like what Sibyl said. Really imagine what you want the world to be. This is so important. Your imagination is very strong. So whether you do it in a meditation or with prayer or just daydreaming, just visualize the world in a much better place than it is now. And I am reminded of the words of some woman that I really admire. She said, "We're not going back."
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. And I know everybody who's watching this channel knows what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
Everybody who's watching this channel knows about this. We're not going back. We will not go back.
Yeah.
And we will resist and we will rise up and fight against this. So
This is the time that was supposed to happen. If we would have listened before, to the environment, ever, maybe, and to what people were saying, we wouldn't be, but people didn't listen. People were greedy, and now we are where we are. But this is the time for the change to happen.
but we are a collective on this planet, and maybe like we had like I said, a very similar eclipse in the spring. We had a very similar eclipse last year, just around the time or just after or something of the Democratic convention. So the planets were not quite aligned, so the humanity was not quite ready to take this step of resisting it and pushing it back, because humanity could not really realize how bad it could get, and
Yeah,
they
and
weren't
we're
angry
pushing
enough.
back. Look at Gavin Newsom. Look at the people. Look at the rallies. Look at everything that's happening, the town halls, and I think it's yeah. I was listening to this reader from another country, and she was saying, well, after the elections, well, I guess the American readers better hide now because they won't be safe, and we all better be quiet. And but I'll still keep reading for you over here because I'm safe. And I was like, what? I'm like, no, we're not having this. That's not who we are. We need to take note of the Ukrainian people and how they stand up for their country. They still cook a nice dinner, they sing, they laugh, they fall in love, even though they're being bombed. We need to do that here too. We are doing that. Look at all the people we're standing up and we're saying, no, no, we don't want this, and we are going to take our country back. We the people. That's
Yeah.
Aquarius. We the people.
And the all the readers, all the light workers, I say they're all witches, and some people might get insulted or offended that I call them that. I think
I
that's
resemble that remark.
yes. Do you? Me too. And but I look at what has welled up, and I know it from YouTube, but I think it's welled up all over the planet, just organically, that so many people have come to all sorts of things that would have been called witchcraft 100 years ago. And I do call myself a witch, and a lot of light workers don't. They call themselves anything else. I'm a psychic, I'm a channel, and that's great. I don't think you need to call yourself a witch. I'm not saying that. But all of us have this. We're all in touch. We're all in touch with what's going on, the energy around us, the energy beyond this world, the energy of the angels, of the galactics, of our guides, of the earth. We're all in just so connected with this. And now, if you talked about this 400 years ago, you would be burned at the stake. You would be killed, right? But again, we're not going back. We
Yeah.
are going to stand up and fight for it. And our collective power, when we put our energy and intention together, is way stronger than ice or anything else. We're way stronger than that.
And we're just on here talking because there needs to be somebody that's sharing the message. But we all have this power. We all have our witchy self, our
Yep.
power, our intuition, whatever you want to call it. I
Yep.
get excellent questions and answers on my feed from my channel, people like, I think this is going to happen. I'm like, everybody is psychic. Everybody has intuition. I mean, you're alive, you have thoughts and feelings, but we're all waking up to our gifts and to our power. And yeah. Well, this is
We all are.
awesome.
Yeah, this was an awesome show. Thank you so much, Sibyl. I love reading with you so much.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to wrap it up now. We looked at a few charts. I guarantee to all the people watching, I guarantee I will have Sibyl back because we just get too much of a kick out of reading together. So we're definitely going to do this again. And so much is happening, we got to check in. So we definitely will. Any last thoughts, Sibyl, that you want to add?
I'm going to be teaching some classes. It's on my website, and people can check out my channel. Plus, I have a new channel that's mostly just spiritual healing. So I have my at Sibyl Harmony, and then I have at Sibyl Harmony Healing, which is my new channel that just has mostly spiritual videos. But it's going to be super cool. We're going to be healing chakras, diagnosing chakras, and doing dream interpretation and people and pet healing. So
beautiful.
That's a class I have coming up in September. And then in October, I'm going to be doing mediumship and healing the shadow. And so.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's
so
so great.
it's going to be really cool. So, but I would love to come back. This was super awesome. And I look forward to it. So let me know when you're ready.
Me too. Me too. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your comments and helping us out. And I hope that you enjoyed everything that we were talking about. And we'll see you next time.
And have an awesome eclipse. Sending you love.
Yes.
So much love.
Good weekend. All those good things. Take care. Take care, everybody. Bye.